Robert Bobby Leon Smith III had strong opinions about doctor's orders. When he couldn't sell them, he called them trash and junk. And that's what federal prosecutors told the jury, backed by audio recordings of Smith saying exactly that. The jury convicted Smith anyway, and on March 25, 2026, a federal court sentenced him to 12 and a half years in federal prison. Here's what Smith built. He owned 7 DME companies spread across Florida, Texas, and Maryland, and a Texas marketing company that ran telemarketing campaigns targeting Medicare beneficiaries nationwide. Working with a call center in the Philippines, Smith and his co-conspirators peddled orthotic braces, foot baths, and genetic tests. The problem? The beneficiaries didn't need any of them. They didn't want them either. Audio recordings played at trial captured Smith pressuring beneficiaries to accept the products even after they protested that they had no use for them. Smith wasn't selling healthcare, he was moving inventory. To get the paperwork in order, Smith paid kickbacks and bribes to illegitimate telemedicine companies in exchange for doctor's orders. He then resold those orders to other DME suppliers, knowing they'd use them to file false Medicare claims. When orders couldn't be moved, Smith was caught on tape calling them trash and junk. Eventually, the operation dropped even that pretense. A former business partner testified that the scheme progressed to using forged doctor signatures, orders submitted in the names of physicians who had no knowledge of them at all. The resulting fraudulent billings to Medicare came in at $61.5 million. After 4 days of trial, Smith pleaded guilty in March 2025 to conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud and wire fraud. Note, though, that pleading guilty and sticking around are apparently two different things. Rather than appear for his sentencing, he ran. Smith remained at large for more than a month before U.S. Marshals tracked him down. At sentencing, in addition to the 12 and a half years in federal prison, the court ordered him to pay $30.1 million in restitution, plus ordered him to forfeit another $9.2 million, plus forfeit real estate holdings in Texas. Here are a few takeaways for you. First, understand that there is a wholesale market for doctor's orders where fraudsters buy, sell, and ultimately counterfeit them like commodities. The demand for your signature or a reasonable facsimile of it is real, well organized, and apparently graded by resale value. Second, and although it seems to go without saying, unsolicited requests to authorize DME for patients you've never examined are not an administrative nuisance. They're a red flag alert to hang up the phone, block the number, and stay far, far away. Third, the physicians whose names ended up on the orders Smith dealt with didn't write them. Their signatures were forged, and they had no knowledge of the scheme. In that sense, they're in the clear. But there's one twist. When your name is stolen and attached to thousands of fraudulent Medicare claims, it might trigger an investigation into your actual activities, and who knows what it will find. Stay tuned. There's always more fraud to unpack next Friday.